I want to welcome everybody to the video. On this one, we're going to cover allocating overhead by using the traditional methods or the activity-based costing method, which is known as ABC. And what we have the difference real quickly is traditional method uses the unit, what they call unit level activities. And the unit level activities would include things like direct labor hours, direct labor cost, or machine hours. And that's what the traditional method is. And it uses unit level activities, and you can do it by plant-wide rate or you can do it by department, but you use a unit level activity for each of those. The other one is the activity-based method, and the activity-based method is just a way of allocating a little bit finer tuning, I guess, if you want to call it that way, or it actually has different levels. It has 4 levels of activity. It still uses the unit level activity for the products, and unit level activities is used for anything that's affected by every single unit that you produce. The other method, the other activity level it has is batch level activity. And this is the one that's affected by the batch or by the job you want to run. It's like setting up equipment, for instance. You set it up for the batch. And then they also use this production level activity. Production level is one that affects the entire processing system from that point forward, such as an engineering process change or maybe an engineering design change on the product itself. So from that point forward. And then the last level of activity is facility level, and that's things like the depreciation of the building itself, and that may use machine hours or direct labor hours or something like this. Okay, what we have here is an example we're going to do. And we have on this one, steel manufacturing produces 3 types of steel: low grade, medium grade, and high grade steel. The company currently uses direct labor hours to allocate costs, so we're going to compare that. The controller attended a seminar on activity-based costing and decided to switch overhead. Now, like most controllers, they'd come to the cost account and said, hey, I want you to try this and see how it works. And they identified the following activities as cost drivers. Okay, this is the cost drivers right here. There's my cost. So they broke it down to setting up production, $45,000. Drivers, 125 setups for the year. And then we have $75,000, 250 orders per year, $30,000 for material moves, 1,000 moves for the year, $90,000 for, and then we have 12,500 machine hours. Inspections, $25,000. We have 50 inspections, and units shipped is $60,000 worth for the estimated cost for packaging and that type of thing. We have $25,000 for the drivers. Okay, what we have to do is come up with a rate for each of them, and what you do is you divide the 45,000 divided by the 125, and then you have the 750 divided by the 250, the 30,000. Get an equal sign there. 30,000 divided by the 1,000. Then we have the 90,000 divided by the 12,500. 25,000 divided by the 50. And we have the 60,000 divided by the 25,000. Okay, so that's my rate per, like this is $360 per setup. $300 per order, $30 per move. That should be moves, not pounds, so they changed it. Okay, 30,000 per move. That's material move. Okay, $720 for the hours, for the machine hours, $500 per inspection, and $240, $2.40, sorry, for each unit shipped. Okay. Then this is what we're comparing right here. The 1,200 to 720. This order is right here. This is maybe a shipment that we had. We want to compare this shipment. Okay. First thing we want to do is, what is our overhead rate? What are we currently doing? So we're currently taking the 325,000 and dividing it by the 2,000. That's what we're currently doing. So we're taking 325,000 divided by 2, or we're spending $162.50 per direct labor hour for overhead. That's my overhead rate per direct labor hour. Okay. Now to compare the two, we take equal our direct material. That's going to be the same. So it's 7,200 since that's given, 4,500 and 3,600. Direct labor, we look at our labor hours, which is 120 times our cost of $30. I want to anchor it with the dollar signs. It's 3,600, and we bring that across. Overhead. Well, that's based on direct labor hours, so it's 120 times the 162.50, which I don't want that to move when I copy it across. So I anchor that, and that will go across. And then we just simply total these totals, and that's my totals for so my total costs for this batch of overhead, for this batch of production. Low grade steel, I have $30,300 in it, $32,220, and $29,010 in the high grade. Okay. Now under the activity-based costing system, well, this doesn't change. Remember I said the material is going to be the same, so it's the 720 all the way across. Well, the 4,500 and 3,600. Direct labor, that's going to be the same as up above. So it's the 120 times the 30. So that's going to be the same set of numbers that we had above. No biggie. Now, here's where the difference is. It's just a way of allocating overhead. Setting up equipment. When we come over here, okay, the first one takes 3 setups. And setups were $360 per setup. Okay, and I want to make sure I absolute value that, because I don't want that 360 to change, because then I want to take the where's my setups at? Yeah, 3 setups. This one is 5 setups and 10 setups. Okay, so that's changes. Processing orders. Well, that's based on the number of orders that we had. So like for the low grade was 9 orders times our order cost is $300 per order. So that's anchors of $300. And we add that, we drag that one across, because we want to take the 9 times 300, 10 times 300, and 5 times 300. Handling of materials. Okay, that's based on material moves. And that will be times, material moves is the 30. So that's 14,400. And then we take the 816 times 30 and the 240 times 30. I got the yeah, that's right. Okay, all right. Machinery, that's based on machine hours. So that one was 600, and that's the 720. So we had that one across. Inspections, we had 2 inspections. Cost per inspection is 500. So we take 2 times the 500, and then we also take the 3 times the 500, and last is the 4 times the 500. And packing and material, we have the 1,200 times the $2.40. Okay, and we add those, bring them across. Okay, then we total those up. So this is the cost, same cost we had before. So what we're finding is, okay, before we had low grade cost is 30,300, 37,180 is the cost based on activity based costing. Medium grade is 32,220, 43,632, 29,000, 25,000. So what it is, the high grade is actually helping support the other 2 methods. And that's why, so this one is overstated. So if you use activity-based costing, what you'd find is that your low grade is underpriced, medium grade steel is really underpriced, and your high grade is overpriced. Okay, so that's activity-based costing, just a simply way of trying to allocate overhead more accurately is what you're trying to do. So that's the difference between the 2, and I hope that helps, and that should be it.